Hey there, ready to dive in? Today we're going to be talking about ditching lab drudgery. Imagine, if you will, robots handling those repetitive tasks,
Yeah.
giving you, the researcher, more time to actually, think.
Oh, yeah.
That's where Teselagen comes in. Their software toolkit is all about streamlining lab workflows, making research faster and more efficient. We're talking about going from "let this pipette again" to "data's ready." Awesome, let's dig in.
Right.
And today's deep dive focuses on a game changer, Teselagen's worklist export for liquid handlers. It's the bridge between your meticulously planned digital experiments and the robots making it happen in the real world.
Yeah, it's like, think of it this way, no more manual pipetting marathons. This feature tackles those tedious, error-prone tasks head-on. It's all about freeing up your time and mental energy for the more exciting parts of research.
And it's not just about one type of robot either. I was blown away by the compatibility here. Echo, Taken, Hamilton, some of the biggest names in lab robotics. You're not locked into one brand, which is a breath of fresh air for labs, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Flexibility is key in research. You want tools that adapt to your needs, not the other way around. And the beauty of Teselagen's approaches speaks that language.
Okay, get this. You finish an experiment late on Friday, maybe even thinking about that Friday night pizza, and with one click, bam, your work list is exported and the robot is prepped for Monday morning. It's like setting your coffee maker the night before, but for science.
It's all about that set it and forget it mentality, right? And for high throughput labs where time is beyond precious, this kind of streamlined data transfer isn't just convenient, it's practically revolutionary. Speaking of high quality data, let's talk about something crucial, ensuring that data is accurate, because a robot is only as good as the information you feed it. That's where Teselagen's sequencing quality control tool comes in. It's like having a super-powered research assistant double-checking everything.
Imagine this tool as a meticulous detective, carefully comparing your sequencing data to reference sequences. It's looking for anything out of place, whether it's a variant, an SNP, those single nucleotide polymorphisms we often talk about, or even gaps in coverage. Anything that might raise a red flag and make you question the accuracy of your sequencing results. And to make sense of all that analysis, Telegen did something really cool. They provide these automated QC reports. It's all there. Automatically generate comprehensive quality control reports for each sequencing run, including graphical and tabular data that is easy to review and interpret. It's like having a personalized data visualization expert on your team.
Data visualization is so crucial, wouldn't you agree? It's one thing to have the data, it's quite another to understand what it means. These reports break down complex information into digestible visuals, making it easier to spot trends, identify potential issues, and ultimately make more informed decisions about your research.
It's like the difference between trying to decipher a spreadsheet versus looking at a clear, concise graph. Speaking of organization, and let's be honest, some of us are better at this than others, imagine you're in a lab, maybe even a biobank, with what feels like millions of samples. Keeping track of it all could make even the most organized person break a sweat.
It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, right? But fear not, because Teselagen has a solution for that too with their automated sample placement strategies. It's all about bringing order to what could be chaos.
Chaos is right. Okay, so tell us, how does it actually work? I'm dying to know.
It's surprisingly straightforward, actually. With this feature, you get to set customizable rules for how your precious samples are organized and stored. Need to locate a specific sample type quickly? No problem. The software, using your criteria, can instantly point you to its location.
That's amazing. Talk about taking a place for everything and everything in its place to a whole new level.
Yeah.
But let's be real, lab space is precious. Kind of like finding a good parking spot.
Oh, absolutely. Every square inch counts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how does Teselagen tackle that challenge? There's got to be a method to this space-saving madness, right?
You're thinking like a true researcher, always looking for optimization. And you're right, Teselagen has cracked the code with their space optimization feature. It's like Tetris, but for science.
Okay, I'm officially intrigued. Tell me more.
Imagine this. The software analyzes your storage spaces, freezers, refrigerators, you name it, and then automatically assigns samples to available spots based on your criteria. It's like having a super efficient lab manager working around the clock to maximize every single inch.
That's incredible. It's like having a robotic Marie Kondo tidying up your lab. No more wasted space, no more hunting for that one elusive sample. It sounds almost too good to be true.
And the best part is all of this feeds into Teselagen's bigger mission. Their tagline really resonates: push the boundaries of science, we'll handle the rest. They're not just providing software, they're providing peace of mind.
That's a great point. It's like they're saying you focus on the groundbreaking research and we'll take care of the logistics, which honestly, for a lot of researchers, is a dream come true. It frees you up to think big picture, wouldn't you say?
Precisely. It's about removing the obstacles, the administrative burdens, the tedious tasks that can bog down researchers and stifle innovation. They're clearing the runway for scientific discovery, and that's something really special.
Okay, before we get too philosophical, I want to bring it back to something we briefly touched on earlier, data security. In this day and age, it's a bigger concern than ever, right?
Absolutely. Researchers are entrusting Teselagen with their life's work, their groundbreaking discoveries. It's not something to be taken lightly.
So how does Teselagen approach data security? What measures do they have in place to protect sensitive research information? Give us the inside scoop.
They've gone above and beyond to build a system that's as secure as it is innovative. Think bank-level security for your research data. Encryption, access controls, the works. They've really thought of everything to ensure that your data is protected.
That's reassuring to hear, especially with all the cyber threats lurking out there. You definitely don't want to be worrying about the safety of your data when you're on the brink of a major scientific breakthrough. So with security covered, let's talk about something a little more human, user experience. Because a powerful tool is only as good as its usability, right?
Absolutely. And that's where Teselagen really shines. They've clearly put a lot of thought into making their platform intuitive and user-friendly, even for those who might not be tech wizards.
I'm picturing a sleek interface, easy navigation, maybe even some helpful tool tips along the way.
You're spot on. It's designed to minimize clicks and confusion so you can focus on what matters most, your research.
That's what I like to hear. But let's say you do hit a snag.
Mwah.
Because, hey, it happens to the best of us. What kind of support does Tesla's drone offer?
They offer a range of options, from comprehensive online documentation to personalized training sessions. They want to make sure you're comfortable and confident using their platform regardless of your experience level.
It's like having a dedicated support team in your back pocket, ready to assist with any questions or technical difficulties. So whether you're a tech-savvy researcher or just starting out, Teselagen has your back. But now, for the million-dollar question, and believe me, I've been in those budget meetings, how much does all of this cost?
They understand that not all labs have the same budget, so they offer a variety of pricing plans to accommodate different needs and financial situations.
So whether you're a small startup or a large research institution, there's a Teselagen plan that's right for you. It's like they're saying, we want everyone to have access to these powerful tools, which is incredibly refreshing.
Exactly. Science shouldn't be limited by budget constraints. And by making their platform accessible to a wider audience, they're fostering a more inclusive and collaborative scientific community.
I love that. Speaking of the scientific community, I'm curious, how is Teselagen actually being used in the real world? Are we talking research labs, universities, maybe even the International Space Station?
You name it, they're probably there. We're seeing them pop up everywhere, from academic labs working on cutting-edge gene editing to pharmaceutical companies developing life-saving therapies.
Okay, that's amazing. So they're really running the gamut from basic research all the way to drug discovery. It sounds like they're becoming an integral part of the scientific landscape.
Absolutely. They're not just keeping up with the pace of innovation, they're setting it.
That's impressive. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the future. What exciting advancements are on the horizon for Teselagen and the world of lab automation? Give us a peek into their crystal ball.
Fasten your seatbelts, because things are about to get really interesting. Imagine AI-powered automation, where machines don't just follow instructions, but actually learn from the data they collect. They could optimize protocols, predict outcomes, maybe even design experiments on their own.
Well, hold on. Are we talking about labs run by robots? That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it? But it's closer than you might think. And Teselagen is at the forefront of this revolution. They're constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
So it's not about replacing scientists. It's about giving them superpowers. It's about augmenting human capabilities and pushing the limits of scientific discovery.
Exactly. And that's what makes this field so incredibly exciting. It's a fusion of human ingenuity and cutting-edge technology, all working together to solve some of the world's most pressing challenges.
I love it. It's like we're entering a new era of scientific exploration, one where the possibilities are truly limitless. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second. With all this talk about AI and the future of lab automation, some listeners might be wondering about the human impact. Is this technology going to replace scientists altogether?
It's an understandable concern, but I believe the opposite is true. These advancements will free up scientists to focus on what they do best, think creatively, solve complex problems, and ask the big questions.
It's like the difference between a factory worker doing the same repetitive task all day and an artisan crafting something truly unique. Automation takes care of the tedious stuff, allowing humans to tap into their creativity and ingenuity.
Precisely. It's about empowering scientists, not replacing them. And that brings me to a point I find incredibly exciting. Teselagen understands that technology is only as good as the people using it. That's why they're so focused on building a strong community around their platform.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about Teselagen's vision for the future of biotech. It's clear they're not just building software, they're building a movement.
Absolutely. And a key part of that movement is their commitment to collaboration. They understand that the best solutions come from bringing diverse minds together.
We touched on this earlier, but can you elaborate on what that looks like in action? How does Teselagen actually foster this collaborative spirit among researchers?
Well, for starters, they have a very active online community where users can connect with each other, share tips and tricks, and even troubleshoot problems together. It's like a virtual lab meeting, but with scientists from all over the world.
That's fantastic. It's like having a global network of colleagues on speed dial.
Exactly. And they go beyond just online forums. Teselagen also hosts workshops, conferences, and other events where users can connect in person, share their research, and learn from leading experts in the field.
It's about building relationships, fostering a sense of shared purpose, and ultimately accelerating the pace of discovery. Now let's zoom in on a topic that's always top of mind for researchers' data. We've talked about generating data, ensuring its accuracy, and keeping it secure. But what about making sense of it all? How does Teselagen help researchers find the stories hidden within their data?
That's where data visualization comes in. And Teselagen has integrated some really powerful visualization tools into their platform. It's not just about generating spreadsheets and tables, it's about transforming that raw data into compelling visuals that tell a story.
Because let's be honest, a graph can often convey more information in a glance than pages and pages of numbers.
Precisely. And with Teselagen's tools, researchers can create interactive dashboards, heat maps, network graphs, you name it, all designed to make complex data easier to understand and communicate.
It's like giving researchers the power to tell their research story in a way that's engaging, insightful, and even beautiful.
Exactly. And that's so important because at the end of the day, science is about communication. It's about sharing your discoveries with the world and inspiring others to join the quest for knowledge.
I couldn't agree more. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to address something that often comes up when we talk about automation: the fear of job displacement. Some people worry that robots and AI are going to put scientists out of work. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a valid concern, and it's important to acknowledge those fears, but I believe that automation, when done right, actually creates more opportunities for scientists. Think about it. When machines take over the tedious, repetitive tasks, it frees up scientists to focus on the more creative, intellectually stimulating aspects of their work.
So instead of replacing scientists, automation empowers them to do what they do best: think critically, ask the big questions, and design innovative experiments.
Precisely. It's about augmenting human capabilities, not replacing them. And in the long run, that leads to more breakthroughs, more discoveries, and a deeper understanding of the world around us.
That's a future I can get behind. One where humans and machines work together, each playing to their strengths to advance scientific progress and make the world a better place.
Absolutely. And I think Teselagen, with their focus on innovation, collaboration, and user empowerment, is well positioned to lead the way in this exciting new era of scientific discovery.
Well said. And on that inspiring note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of Teselagen and lab automation. It's been an incredible journey, and I hope our listeners have come away as excited about the future of science as we are.
It's been a pleasure joining you on this adventure.
The pleasure was all mine. To our listeners, we encourage you to continue exploring the world of Teselagen. Visit their website, check out their resources, and who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to integrate their software into your own research and become part of this growing movement to revolutionize the way science is done. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep pushing boundaries, and never stop exploring the frontiers of knowledge.